All right, what is up, guys? Check it out. So we are here. Today is, let me check out my new fancy Apple iWatch thing. March 3rd, 2024. We do got to check some eggs now. I'm already expecting to see some eggs in either the blackhead python or the Woma python. So I'm going to check both of these out. We got our notes up here from last year. It's usually about the same exact time. So we're gonna check blackhead first. So these are blackhead pythons right here. We got the male up there, exanthic male, and we got this female, beautiful female right here. And that is a no-go on eggs with her, but we have another Aspidites to check. So these are Australian species of snakes. So there's only 2 of these types of snakes in their species, and that is the blackhead python and the Woma python, which I have both of, and I breed both of these. So it is a fun species. It's a little bit harder to... Can you guys guess if I'm happy? We have eggs. So we do have Woma python eggs. So how am I gonna do this? Let me think. Okay. Do we have a snake hook somewhere? I'm gonna grab this snake hook. You got it?
Yep.
Thank you, bro. Okay. So we have a snake hook right here, and these Woma pythons they're great, but I'm not gonna lie. They do love to bite me. Now this is the male right here. You can see a nice, big, robust male right here. He's got a lot of weight on him. Like I'm gonna go for the grab on him, and hopefully I don't get bit. But check it out. So you got this nice, big, decent sized Woma python right here. Now he's an older cat, and this male and female, believe it or not, I actually let them live together, which is pretty rare. A lot of people don't do that. It's probably not recommended. With this one, when I purchased them from my buddy, he actually had kept them like this for 3, almost 4 years, just kept them together. They bred together, never had any issues. Obviously feed them separately, right? Because these guys are snake eaters. And yeah, they did that, so I continued on with that, and it worked, and it works very well every year round on the dot. And yeah, so this is the male right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put him away. I'm surprised I haven't been bit yet, and we're gonna check out the female with all her eggs. Check it out. And there's one egg out right there. There's the other one, her head's coming out.
She's already kissing.
So there she is. So we have the Woma python right there with some eggs right here. I'm gonna take this down. Now, for those of you who don't know, who are watching this, we don't know where this video is going yet. You guys watching there, but we do have TikTok up here on live. So if you guys ever want to see this stuff live, make sure to subscribe on TikTok. We do this. They got to TikTok. Anyone on TikTok subscribers gets to see everything first before anything's edited. The raw footage of everything, behind the scenes, all that mamma jamma. They all get to see all that. So we're up here, Woma python right here. I'm gonna take off this hide. We don't need this hide right here, and immediately we have one egg she's not protecting. Check that out. So you got one egg right here, has a little bit of a soft spot, almost a boob egg it looks like, but it looks real fertile on this side. So we're gonna check it for veins and everything else. I'm gonna put this egg right there on that table. And now to get her out, you know what? I have a good idea of how I'm gonna get her out.
Wrap her in the...
With her eggs safely. So I do keep all my snakes on doggy pads. And check this out, with her head sticking out like that.
Perfect.
Looks like we got a little, what is it, the cranes from, you know what I'm talking about? The cranes with all the babies, and they drop off the babies for Christmas or something.
Ostrich.
Whatever it is.
A stork.
A stork, the baby stork. We got the baby stork right here, full of eggs, swaddled up in a doggy pad. We're gonna go ahead and put this right here. And boom, check that out, look at this. Woma python with all her eggs right there. So check this out. All right, so we have this Woma python right here. This is the mama Woma python. She is around her eggs, and what she's doing is thermoregulating those eggs. She's making sure that she can keep these eggs at the temperature they need in order to incubate. Now, maternal incubation in the wild is exactly what they do. However, in captivity, we have incubators, and we have the means to make sure temperatures are exactly what they need to be, so we don't have to rely on maternal incubation. So right here, all I'm doing is unwrapping her ever so gently so she doesn't get mad at me, I don't get bit, and it's super least amount of stress as possible on this beautiful snake right here. So you guys can see, compared to the male I just showed you guys, look how thin she is now. So this girl has a lot of weight to put back on, And the first thing we're gonna do before we even actually look at the eggs, what I'm actually gonna do is kind of hang her down. And all I'm doing is I'm gonna feel for any eggs still in her. And all I'm gonna do is have one thumb on top of the spine, one finger underneath, and we're feeling for any bumps. And I don't feel anything. And we're good. So she's completely empty. We know that we're not waiting on any more eggs. And look at that wrinkly skin she has on her. She has all that wrinkly skin right there. And that's all because all of that protein, everything that she ate, calcium and all, went into these beautiful eggs right here. And look, I can already tell you I have one boob egg right there. That means it's an infertile egg right there. We have one 50-50 egg. We got one decent egg right there. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good eggs. And it looks like we got one more boob egg underneath, but we're gonna take that apart and check it. We're gonna go ahead and put this beautiful Woma python away right now. We're gonna let her be with the male for a second, and then we'll give it 2 or 3 days and see if she'll take her first meal, because these guys don't eat when they're actually gravid with eggs or they have eggs inside of them. They stop eating. And we're gonna see if she'll eat pretty soon here, put on some weight, and until next year, she won't be giving us any more eggs. Okay, so check it out. First things first, we got a flashlight right here. Gee, right? Oh my God, you guys are blind. All right, so we're gonna take this. Whoa, you guys see that? Dude, there's like 2 embryos in there, bro.
Twins.
Dude, oh my God, if we end up with twins on this, like I'm putting 2 X's on there just in case we end up with twins. But there are 2 little circles with spots in them floating right next to each other. So I don't know if that's 2 embryos or just some sort of crazy looking thing, but we got 2 eggs right there.
Do I get one if they're twins?
Huh?
Do I get one if they're twins?
If they're twins, you can have one.
Well, okay.
It's on camera. It's a deal. Now we got to take apart this little clutch of eggs right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 really nice eggs. And then again, we have a dud at the bottom. Let's see. Oh, that might not even be a dud. It looks like it has veins in there. It might just be a really bad egg. But now this is going to be a little hard to separate. Check that out. You guys see that? And I got to be real gentle with this so I don't tear either egg. But look at that. Bam, just like that. We got it disconnected from 1 egg. We got it disconnected from 2 eggs right there. And now we got it disconnected from 3 eggs. Oh, it's scary the way it looks so soft right there. Bam. This is probably my biggest clutch of Woma python eggs so far. Figuring it out little by little. Little by little, I'm figuring this out with these Woma pythons. I'll be honest with you guys, these Woma pythons have given me the hardest time when it comes to breeding them. I've gotten so many duds. I've messed up incubating these guys. I mean, there's been a lot of learning curves with these Woma pythons, I'll tell you that much, guys. And the one thing, I think this is a good time to say it, is never give up. Because now that I haven't given up, I have my biggest clutch ever of Woma python eggs. All right, so now we have, again, official count with the dud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 eggs, 1 dud, 9 fertile eggs, 1 boob egg that is fertile somehow, some way. Mind blown by the veins in there and the embryo in there. If I was a betting man, you could ask me to bet any type of amount of money that this was gonna be completely infertile. And lo and behold, it's not. What I am gonna do with that egg is I hope I have some foot powder here still. I'm gonna show you guys a little trick to actually help harden the shell out a little bit and take any of that moisture off of it because it's very oily. Some more good people I'm gonna bring up. So my buddy Travis Knoll, TK Exotics, he's been breeding Woma pythons a lot longer than me. This is only my 3rd season breeding Woma pythons. And I'm gonna try a little trick he has. Now his trick is keeping these guys at around 60% humidity and no higher than 86 degrees Fahrenheit inside of the sim container right here. Another great guy, John Adragna Sim Containers. If you guys don't have sim containers, make sure to go see him if you guys are breeding. Sim containers are literally what I promise by. All my incubators are shoved in with nothing but sim containers. I literally don't use anything else. Now, for what we're gonna use to keep humidity in there is gonna be a little interesting. Some people use vermiculite, all that other stuff. I like to use water crystal right here. I get this at Rainbow Mealworms. They're down the street for me. So what I do is fill the bottom of this right here with some water crystal, and believe it or not, you don't need that much. And the reason I use this is so that the water doesn't shake anywhere. Let's say I'm moving around, opening the incubators or checking the eggs or anything, the water's not gonna splash around. It's gonna absorb all the water, retaining that humidity that I need in the water inside of there, and it doesn't allow any water to get on my eggs. Now, these guys are sensitive to water. These guys are in an arid area in Australia. These guys are not used to having high humidity like ball python eggs where we do 85, 90, damn near 100% humidity. These guys are not used to that. These guys need a constant airflow. So you guys might have seen on the sim container, I actually modified it, drilled some holes on both sides so that there's constant airflow going through. The incubator has a fan pushing air around at all times. We have a thermostat on the incubator, and we're gonna be putting a thermometer inside of here, including a humidity gauge in here that I can see from my phone wirelessly thanks to Inkbird. Those guys are awesome as well. I mean, I have Inkbird everything for my thermostats. Now I'm gonna fill this up with water quite a bit, quite a ways. There's a little line at the bottom of this thing that I'm gonna let it sit out right there, and that should be enough water. These sim container trays right here, these sim container trays are pretty unique with the fact that I can actually move these little pieces around anywhere I need in order to measure out the eggs and where they're going to go. So if I want to put 1 egg and 2 egg like so, all I have to do is measure where those are going to be and clip this in like so, so that my eggs don't move. And if I want them a little bit more snug, which I don't, and I'll show you guys why, you can actually put them one in further or closer in so that it holds them real nice. Now I'm just clipping those in like so, and what I'll do is once these are on, I turn them ever so slightly, just like that, to the side so that it's grabbing both sides. These guys aren't moving around or wobbling around or anything, and even that's sketchy to do, to be honest. And I'm gonna measure out the next eggs. So this egg right here, what I'm gonna do with that dud egg is keep it separate from the rest, just in case it starts molding out, which is normal for dud eggs. Like if I put this in the incubator, it would mold out within 5 days. I don't want this one to start molding and get mold onto any of these eggs. So I'm gonna incubate it further away from the other eggs if I can, and if not, we're gonna put it in a completely separate incubation box from sim containers. So before I put those in, you guys can see the crystal is already absorbing all of the water inside of there. So that's actually gonna be real good. And again, another tray like so right here. Now we did 2 4 eggs right there, so we got 2 4 right here. I think that boob egg is gonna end up being on its own in a separate container. And again, we know where we're gonna put those now. So I'm gonna put these down right here. Oh, if I move that, I'm gonna be so butthurt. Okay, let's see. Dude, these things, oh my God. I think it's time to get some new ones. John, I need new sim containers. Adragna, you wanna help your favorite breeder out ever? Sponsor me finally? I'm joking. No, I'm not. Oh man. Okay, egg time. All right, so check it out. I'm gonna show you guys here. We're gonna do this first. We're gonna put these guys 1 and 2. And again, I'd rather the eggs be touching each other, but then the wall right here, because the wall will build up humidity, but if I can keep them without touching each other, even better. So we're gonna do that and put these guys in here, placing them in nice and gently. Bam, that's a big egg, dude. I'm telling you, if that thing has twins, I mean, look at it, it's so much bigger than the rest. Like, it's just a robust egg. I think it's a nice freaking egg. Dude, this is also a massive egg. I'm not gonna lie, that's freaking massive. We got our tape right here. Bam, we're gonna put Woma pythons. Woma pythons times 8 eggs. And this is 8 out of 10. Today's date 3 24, just like so. Bam, we got that. We have these mini sim containers right here from the one, the only John Adragna sim containers. So we have that same exact method with these. We have the holes drilled in it. Can you guys tell I've been through this before? There's already holes drilled in this thing and all. Water right here, bam. Just enough. Just like so. Grab ourselves another one of these trays, like this. And we're gonna take this egg right here, we're gonna put it dead center. Dead center. So let's see, that goes right here. To hold it nice and tight, it'll be right there. To keep this one right here without getting a whole bunch of mold on it, or hopefully take it away. So we got the odor defense foot powder right here from Arm & Hammer. Some pretty weird stuff for a breeder to have, right? And I'm literally gonna pour it, huh?
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, yeah. Rite Aid, hook it up. Is Rite Aid still a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Good for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna put it all over this egg, and I'm literally just ever so slightly rubbing it all over. Make sure you hit every portion of that egg. It already feels a lot more dry. All I'm doing is kind of rubbing it off. Tell me how I did. All right, check that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. We got a new Woma python egg in there. Bam, take these gloves off. We don't need that anymore. And another piece of tape will go on this one because it's still a good egg, somehow, some way. And exact same stuff we're gonna put on this. And now that we have these eggs inside the sim containers right here, we got these guys ready to go inside the incubator at 86 degrees with hopefully about 60% humidity. And anywhere from 60 to 90 days, we'll end up with a bunch of these guys right here. Now this is one of the Woma pythons that I hatched out last year, and this one has been growing here. This one was a slow grower. This guy was hard to get eating. Now most Woma pythons are really easy to get eating. I mean, those guys will eat right out of the egg 90% of the time, but this little guy right here was hard to start getting eating, and he did, and now he's growing and he's healthy and everything. And again, very soon we're gonna end up with a whole bunch, hopefully 9 Woma pythons, but if not, for sure 8 Woma pythons right there. And yeah, guys, I'm really excited to have that. I love the way these guys look. I mean, look at that. Something very unique about these guys rather than any other python species in Australia, or at least the Aspidites alone versus, you know, again, a lot of other species of python. So if you look closely on these guys, they have no heat pits, and they have this really unique look to them where they have that black saddle above their eyes right there. And it looks like they have a little eyebrow. So I've always thought they're really cute. They're kind of like the indigos of the python world is how I describe them. And I mean, it's a freaking cool pattern. They look like little zebras, right? And who doesn't like any animal from Australia? It's not like you can get them anymore. So anything that's here in the States is here in the States, end of story, right? But I mean, look at that pattern on this guy. Freaking amazing, amazing little thing right here. And gorgeous pattern, gorgeous orange, just yellow heads on these guys. Great looking species. I love hatching these out. I love breeding them. And there you guys go. You guys get to breed them with me. And again, everyone on TikTok, they got to see this from start to finish. This was a pretty cool, interesting year when it came to breeding. And now that these guys are laying eggs, that means all of those colubrids behind me are coming out of brumation as of today. And in about 2 weeks, we'll be breeding those. And you guys, for you guys who have seen how we breed colubrids, we end up with hundreds of colubrids sometimes. So we'll see if we tone it down, or maybe we don't this year. Other than that, appreciate you guys checking this out. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know how long it takes your Woma pythons to hatch out. Let me know some of your incubation methods. And let me know why you're not using a sim container. I guess some people have to be wrong, but the only right way is sim containers.